All right, good. Ichi Yamamoto still on track for the 7-7 record for the final day. Trying to do that for the 5th tournament in a row.
明日は平戸海戦、そして金峰山は今日武富士に勝ちました玉鷲と。
Do you remember next time? Oh God. No, my team.
Johannes.
Next.
Cardi B.
She looks great.
Actually, it's giving me an idea. You know how sometimes wrestlers will like put their butt on someone in the corner?
Rikishi was the famous, or Yokozuna.
A much bigger butt, yeah. Almost about that size. That should be her thing.
Yeah, but I think that would cause too much sexual excitement.
But that's the thing. Hear me out.
I'm
because
with
we gotta flip it, right?
Sure.
Remember Kishi does it, they're like, no. When Yokozuna does it, they're like, I can't breathe. When she does it, everyone just goes,
yeah, and they go more. Like, they try to pull her back in when she leaves.
They like pull their head up to see if they're like passed out. And they're like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Thumbs up every time.
Yeah, you know, like when someone's like in a chokehold and they like tell the ref, they're like, I'm good.
Yeah, they're like, no. They're
little
like,
more, please.
Please. And then she gets up because she's like, the match is over, and they pull her back in.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, but that's actually also how she. I'm just pitching.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Open sky, blue pitch.
Yep.
That's how she gets people to join her stable. If she does her finishing move, they fall hopelessly in love with her.
Yes.
So now she's got, whenever she does it, 6, 7, 8 wrestlers ready to kick the shit out of whoever because Cardi B put that giant juicy booty on their face.
It could probably be called Team Pink Eye.
Team Pink Eye? I like that.
Okay.
I like Team Pink Eye. I think,
all right.
Or the finisher could be called the Pink Eye.
Oh, yeah, there you
go. I absolutely, or the Hepe.
Oh, right.
You could call it the Hepe.
Hepe's got a ring to it.
It does.
Yeah.
Pink Eye, people think, oh, no, but Hepe, you go, hepatitis A?
Yeah.
And you go, I can't say, it's just Hepe.
I would love to be able to tell the difference between those. Next one, Johannes.
Oh, I mean, I think it's already there. I think this is already prepackaged. I don't think you have to do very little work on this. The guy's name's Mr. Beast, which how evil is that?
That's Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
I've been hearing so much about this guy. This is what he looks like?
You know what's crazy? If you, like, put your hand over his smile, his eyes look even crazier. Doesn't he look mad? You know, when you cover up. A lot of times when people smile, it'll pick up the sides of their eyes. You'll see their cheeks rise. He smiles in a way that just stops right here. So that's scary. So that's very scary. To me, I'm already scared of him.
I have a pitch here. Okay?
Bring it.
Because this guy is, like, loaded.
I mean, if not a billionaire, well on his way.
And I'm pretty sure he's pretty beloved for the most part.
Yeah, I think for now.
I mean, he's got, like, you know, millions and millions of followers.
Yeah,
right?
Kids love him because he, you know, does these games. And he does these like cool things.
Yes. So we have Mr. Beast come in, okay?
Great.
And he comes in to be the antithesis to the Vince McMahons and the Triple H's, whatever. And he goes, I'm tired of how this is run.
Yeah.
We need to run this thing different. We need to be kind to people. And he's all preaching this whole like good gospel thing. You know, he's smiling like that. But there's a tinge in the eyes that we just plant the seed.
Yes.
And then Triple H is like, you know what, Mr. Beast? You know, we got Logan Paul. We can surely get, you know, more people. We're just trying to get all the YouTubers in.
Yeah.
You got the job. It's yours. So he gives him the company.
Yes.
And that's when Mr. Beast comes. All of a sudden, people are wrestling, and the floor opens up, and they fall through the ring.
And now they're in a different kind of game that's not a wrestling match.
It's not wrestling at all.
And they have to only eat that weird food that he puts out.
Yeah, which
God only knows what that is.
I don't know what that is. Still.
I'm not putting that in my body.
No way.
But the wrestlers have to.
Yes.
In order to get back up to the ring.
Oh.
To finish the match. Or else they're just trapped down in this pit.
Finish your food, you know. Daddy says, finish your food.
We could even do a little Silence of the Lambs where he's like, he eats the candy bar or gets the hose again. And they go, but Mr. Beast, you were supposed to be nice. He's not nice.
No.
He's
Look
a
at those
beast.
eyes.
Look at the
Not
eyes.
at all.
Look at the
Not
eyes.
at all.
Black eyes.
I love it. And then he just exploits poor people.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be fun.
This is
People that are like living paycheck to paycheck and they're so desperate,
That
and he
need-
finds some weird trap for them to do, but he streams it so he can receive all the profits
This-
and make them, the little rats that don't have any money, run around and do whatever he wants.
dance for him, rats.
Yes.
He'll give you your life-saving surgery
That's-
only
oh.
if you win the game.
Yep, you gotta eat that slop.
There it is.
Do you really think
Sloppity slop.
we should really pick a fight with Mr. Beast? That's what you want to do right now? That's a good idea, you think?
Picking a fight, Mr. John, I'm just doing a gimmick, dude.
Yeah.
This is just
Uh-oh,
gimmick
found
talk.
a mark. Found a mark.
Mark.
There he
Mark.
is. Welcome to the club,
Mark.
Johannes.
Mark.
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 Mark. Mark.
It's all right, Johannes.
No talking.
talking.
Okay. Next one, Johannes.
Who is this?
Chapel
Chapel
Roan.
Roan.
Is it?
She's not, I mean, I've never seen her dress up, but what a talent.
Is that really who that is?
It could be Chapel Roan. She does these elegant
I didn't know
set
she was so
designs.
metal, like literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Chapel Roan rules.
I think so.
Yeah, she's unbelievably talented. She talks shit in a way that makes me like her more.
Yeah, she really gives it to photographers and dumb journalists.
Yeah, she's like,
I like
shut
it.
the fuck up. And
Yeah.
you're like, I love that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I think we give her kind of like a stone cold Steve Austin
Yeah, we
role.
turn it up. We turn up her real
Yes,
personality.
Where she's just like, and my name's Chapel Roan, and I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to be dancing, what? At the Pink Pony Club, what? Yeah, and then everyone goes nuts, and she comes in, but instead of beers, she'll smash like wine coolers.
Yeah.
Or like ketamine and fucking,
Yeah, yeah.
juice or something.
Chapel Ritas or something.
Yeah, Chapel Ritas.
Yeah.
How is she not selling those?
Yeah.
I like her as a stone cold though, coming in and fucking everyone
Yeah.
up.
Or Coronas. You know, Steve Weiser's
yeah.
Chapel Coronas.
Choronas.
Choronas. Yes.
Choronas.
There it is.
I think this is
We just had
beautiful.
We just had to stew it for
Finishing
a little
move. Obviously, I want to call her finishing move the Pink Pony Club,
bit.
but I think that's a little too half.
What about this? The red wine supernova.
Love it.
You know,
That's unbelievable. That just came off the top of your head.
that I literally don't. That just came to me.
And book it. We got it.
Yeah, and it's like a moonsault, and then boom,
That's it.
Done.
A double moonsault.
double, two. Or
Bam.
she's got like the Cirque du Soleil like wires, and she
Yeah.
can do as many as she wants.
Oh my God.
And
what about the silk scarves?
Oh, yeah,
Where she can
that's
lift
what it is.
herself up
They come down.
and then she could
They
flip
come
down.
down. Everyone chants for him. They're like
Yeah.
scarf.
And then she goes up.
Scarf. Yep.
And then flips down fast,
Yes.
landing on her opponent, getting
One,
the pin.
2, 3, and then she shoots out of there.
And bye.
Supernova.
Bye. Bye.
Through the roof.
This is unbelievable.
What a shooting star she is.
I mean, I think we
literally.
just found Chapel Ronan's next chapter.
That's it.
Chapel
Johannes, you got
Ronan.
another one?
Oh, the Severance crew.
Okay, so now this is you called it something earlier when it's a group of people, not just a tag team in wrestling.
Stable.
A stable.
Now, this would be a stable
Okay,
for you to lead because you're doing the middle management thing.
I love this. I
And
love
then
this.
Severance, obviously,
Yep.
is the thing where their brain turns off when they're at work and it turns back on in their home. But what people don't know, that you put a third gear in there and that they forget when they're in the ring and they go animalistic.
I loved it. Yes.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Adam Scott is your lead of the stable.
Okay.
He's going to be the one that you're going to put the heavyweight title on.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going to be the one that
He has the mic skills.
he's going to be the one that takes on the John Cenas,
Yep.
the Roman Reigns, the
Mhm.
Seth Rollins.
Yep.
But then the other, you got John Turturro, who he's going to be the guy winning the Intercontinental
Yeah,
title.
he's a wrestler's wrestler.
He's a wrestler's wrestler. This
Yeah,
guy
everyone
is
loves
a
him.
technician
Yes.
in the ring. The other two, tag team champions.
Oh, I
Because
love
that's
this.
how you fill out the stable with the gold.
I really like. There's the innies, there's the outies, and then there's the ringies.
Yeah,
And when they're in that ring,
the
oh boy,
ringies.
they're ringies, and they go crazy.
Shit up.
And I just stand at the balcony, and I
Yeah,
just,
and you have your-
I suspenders. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
just
you go, those are my warriors. And
Yeah.
then you're the one that negotiates all the deals for them to get in these title fights.
That's right. And then when they come out of the ring, and they're like, "Oh, what happened?" I just go, "Oopsie,
Yeah. Oopsie. It's time to go
Oopsie.
back to work.
time to go back to work."
You put them in the elevator. They forget everything.
I like wrestling, but I feel like we're making it a lot better, Dan. Yeah.
We're just adding some flavor.
Yeah, we're just adding some
Just adding
flavors.
some goblin and Dan
and
flavor.
crossover promotion opportunities, which they love.
Listen, would they love to have a slice of that apple pie? Absolutely.
Of course.
And then, you're going to put them on Netflix. I mean, it's the crossovers are endless.
Unbelievable.
Endless.
All right. Well, right now, I want to learn a little more about Dan Soder.
Okay.
Because you met your wife
Yes.
doing like a show of some kind, or you're both on a show. Is that where you met?
Yeah, we met on Opie and Jim, the Sirius XM show. The guests were me, Pete Davidson, and Katie Nolan. That was the first time we met, and that was 2014.
Wait a minute. I got to say, Dan, the biggest brag you could possibly have
Sure.
is that you were in a room
Yes.
with Pete Davidson
True.
and you walked out with the girl.
Well,
I mean, wow.
I ended up with the girl.
But
But
he did date her.
no.
Okay, I mean,
No,
that's
I
usually what
think-
happens.
Yeah,
He doesn't leave a lot of room
That
without
would-
at least one dinner.
that would f up a lot of shit if I found that out.
Yeah.
But no, we were friends. Her and I were friends for about 5 years, and then we started dating.
And she's in the sports world.
Yes.
And you're like obsessed with sports.
Love sports. Big sports fan.
So is that kind of like
It's unbelievable. She teaches me how to say names properly. I'm horrible with names. She also,
I need her for my everyday life.
yeah, we also watch sports together, which is very fun. Like if there's nothing on, we can just throw on like a random basketball game and she'll enjoy it. She loves baseball. She's gotten me back into baseball. It's been awesome. It's great. She's awesome. I love her and I miss her a lot right now because I'm across the country from her.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to get really dark. I was like, is she not with us?
They should be finding her any moment now.
Okay.
They should be unearthing the car that I put her in the trunk
Hey, it's
of.
all right. If it happens, we'll just write it into we'll write it into our wrestling match.
Oh my God, what a heel turn that would be.
Yeah.
The wife killer.
I'd be like, thank you, Dan. You've done well.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, she's the best. She's the best.
That's fantastic.
It makes traveling hard.
And have you ever thought of doing anything else together?
No, not really.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, I think when you do stuff with your significant other, it can lead to f***ing it up. And we have the best thing ever at home. And so, I mean, she comes on my podcast. I go on her podcast. We do that all the time. But I think doing stuff together would put a strain on it.
For sure.
That would
that's
pick it up.
That's why I don't do anything with my significant other, for sure. Dan. That's something I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a rule you
When
listen
I
to.
get home, you know what I mean? I ain't doing nothing with them.
Leave it at the door, lady.
That's right. That's right. A lot of nothing. Okay. Billions.
Yeah,
You were on a show called Billions.
I was on a show called Billions.
Was there a sequel called Trillions?
Yeah, they tried to make one, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
No, they didn't do a sequel. They were going to do a sequel, but they didn't. But yeah, Billions, and it was about billionaires.
Boring.
Yeah.
No. What was the show? It was about billionaires, and you played a very rich guy.
I played a rich stockbroker guy that was kind of a lovable dickhead. And it was really cool. I'm not really an actor, so this was like my first real big thing I got to act on.
You're not really an actor.
I've only acted in very few things, but this was a really cool job that I got and an opportunity, and it was very fun.
But you did quite a few seasons, correct?
We did, yeah. There's 7 seasons of Billions.
7. Dan, I hate to break it to you. You're an actor.
Well, I have health insurance through SAG, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So that makes me feel like an actor.
Don't get any ideas, Johannes.
But sometimes you're on set with like real actors, like people that have devoted their lives to it.
Because who's on that show? There's some really good actors.
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti is one of the best.
Damian Lewis.
Oh my goodness.
Maggie Siff. You had David Costable. Daniel Isaac, Kelly O'Coin,
All right, well, I knew the first one.
Dillon. A lot of these people that are unbelievable actors, and you really see they're theater trained, they're all this, and I was just trying to hang on.
You're just your comedy guy coming in, cracking jokes.
That's exactly it. I was just a wise ass that had to remember his lines.
But I wondered, like, from season 1 to season 7.
Yeah.
Obviously, you start learning stuff, you start picking it up.
Yeah,
what was that transition like for you? Just coming from like being in clubs all the time to now because in comedy, a lot of times, and people, I had to experience this the other night when I was playing Just for Laughs in Vancouver.
Woo!
You got to be on at nighttime. And
Yeah.
that's when I thrive.
Sure.
But sometimes with these shoots, doing TV shoots and stuff,
Yeah.
they're all during the day. And you got to be there like some crazy hour,
It was
like
nuts.
before 12 p.m.
I mean, dude, season 1 and 2, we filmed in an office that was all windows, so we had to be there before the sun was up.
It's very voyeuristic.
We liked them to watch us film, but we'd have to be there at like 3:30 in the morning to
How do you?
to get hair and makeup, and then you'd get on set, and then as the sun rose, they would light it and be like, all right, we're good to shoot, and then you would, if it was in the winter, the sun was up quick and then down quick, and then, so it was wild, but it was really cool. The cast was awesome, the crew was unbelievable, it was very fun. It was like a great job.
Where would you? Because you've done so many cool things now as a comic.
Yeah.
You've got to do a lot of cool things, and we'll talk about your podcast in a minute. But like, you've done a lot of cool things. Where does Billions rank for you? Because like, I've had people on here that have done a little acting, a little comedy,
Sure.
whatever. Anytime I ask them to rank, stand up, podcasting, acting is always last.
I would say, as far as like the most fun and the coolest thing I've ever had to do, it would probably go, for me at least, HBO special was number 1. Conan was 2. I'm a huge Conan O'Brien fan. Number 3 was doing The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson. That was just a very fun, it was like being able to f*** around with your funniest friend. Then Billions. So top 5. It was top 5 things I've ever done. But it was very cool. It was very, very cool. But again, I was just like a small part, and so it was just kind of like I got to go and hang out and meet a lot of people that I would have never met outside of that show.
And my show,
Oh, your show? I
uh,
would probably say I would actually put your show at 4, then Billions. At 5.
okay,
Just
good. All
because-
right, Dad.
Just how well we did
Well,
the
we
rest.
did the whole wrestling.
The wrestling
thing, and
booking
we were
was
talking about,
unbelievable.
Like,
I got called Huey Lewis.
Yeah, we're in a band together. We're
Yeah,
gonna do a metal band. Like,
there's a chance we might be in the band with Josh Homme.
yes.
Honestly, this might be one.
Yeah.
If all these
right
things
now.
if all these things come to fruition, easy number 1.
Okay, good. All right. Eat it, Damian Lewis. What is the Legion of Skanks?
Legion of Skanks. It's the most offensive podcast on the planet. That's what it is.
And how did it start? Because we're trying to get Big J on. We really want to get Big J on.
I can make that phone call for you myself.
Do it right now.
He's doing a show right now.
Oh, okay.
He's
Then
literally
do it,
recording.
Then do it a little
In fact,
later.
I think he's literally recording The Bonfire with Katie as a guest
Oh, my
right
goodness.
now.
All
So
right.
I can't make that call. But Legion of Skanks was created by Louis J. Gomez, Big J. Okerson, and Dave Smith.
Okay.
A podcast of their 3 friendship. Started at the Creek in the Cave in Queens. It grew into the festival, Skankfest, which I'm sure Louis would kill to have you at.
Listen, we played the Gathering of the Juggalos.
I mean, that's right in the same vein.
I mean, Skankfest just sounds like that's an event at the Gathering
Well,
of the Juggalos.
Skankfest is like if the Juggalos had a 401k. It's just like a little bit. They're just a little more like they go to jobs and then they're crazy.
I would love to do something like Skankfest. What happens at Skankfest?
It's just a bunch of fans come out, watch shows, podcasts, bands.
And it has nothing to do with ska music, correct?
No ska.
Okay, then I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Which
All
I think
right.
Ian Finance was probably pretty upset about.
He was a little bummed. He
Yeah.
really wanted to skank around and
He
stuff.
he loves to do a little
Yeah.
power dancing.
Yeah, we did a little bit of that. We surprised the heck out of him. We brought Guar on,
Oh my God!
and he lost his mind.
I mean, you bring Guar on when Big J's here, he'll shit too.
No, really.
Oh my God!
Well,
One
we
time
wanted
there
to do the same for you, Dan. So, ladies and gentlemen, Huey Lewis. Can we
No, but that would have been wonderful.
text him? Can we text
That'd
it's
been
Dan
great if
Soder.
just old Huey Lewis is like, "Hey, sorry my hearing's gone. How are you guys? What is that?" I would have been like,
or he's just bound and gagged. And like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Turns out the news is a little late on some
Yeah.
gambling payments.
He's like,
So- it's when he gets scared
Yeah,
is the stutter.
yeah, it's only when he gets frightened.
Please don't
Yeah.
kill me.
So that's really cool. So I love when people get to do podcasts
Sure.
and events with their buddies,
Yeah.
with their best buds. Is
It's
that
very
like
fun.
like just make it all that much better?
Yeah, I think it makes it awesome. I think the whole point of trying to get into, you try to find a job that you love doing, and if you get to do it with your friends, it makes it even better. And all my friends are very funny comedians, so it's very fun to just f around and do their stuff.
But you have your own podcast too now.
Yeah, from my apartment called Soder. It's just named after me. It was a very lazy name.
I feel like we got to rebrand that. Like, give you a
you know what? I think we're moving the format a little bit to less one-on-one and more of like a hang. More like three of us hanging. That's kind of our idea that we're going to do, I think. But I don't know if we're going to call it Soder still. But it'll be the same RSS feed, so you won't have to subscribe to a new thing. So that's awesome.
There we go. And don't worry, we'll get to promoting. Easy does it, pal.
Okay.
That
All
section's coming. That section is coming.
Oh, good.
Before I get you out of here,
Sure.
a lot of people know that you're known for impressions.
I do voices.
You do voices.
I do voices.
What's the difference between an impression and voices?
I feel like a whole impression is you get dressed up for it. You really get into it. I feel like a voice is just something that in front of a microphone, you can mimic someone's voice.
Give me the Dan Soder Mount Rushmore of voices he does that he enjoys doing.
Macho Man Randy Savage, Rodney Dangerfield, Dave Chappelle, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
I want you to do one voice, and then I kind of want to dig in a little bit because I'm so curious about how this works. So do Dangerfield. Like, what would Rodney Dangerfield sound like?
He'd be like, hey, I'm over here. I'm talking to a goblin. I'm telling you, I've seen goblins. It's called my ex-wife.
Okay, yeah, that was very round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Sounded just like him.
Hey.
So where do you start?
Start at the noise. That's where I always start. So you got to get one thing. There you go. And then maybe tug on your tie a little bit.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah, you can go.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
But so I'm doing an impression.
Yes.
Because I'm dressed like it.
I'm doing a voice. You're doing an impression.
I'm doing an impression.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay.
You're learning.
So
Yes.
I
So
do
you
that.
go, hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Hey.
Hey.
You try to find a word that you can say.
Okay.
So like like I make that noise well.
That wasn't a word though.
Yeah, it's kind of a laugh.
Oh, okay.
You know what you do? You like watch a movie of theirs and you see a line that you can replicate perfectly.
What's one of his lines? Tell me one of his
we're all
lines.
gonna get laid.
No, we're all gonna get laid.
Yeah, do it again with your tie though.
Okay.
Go,
Oh, we're all gonna get laid.
Yes, perfect.
We're all gonna get laid.
Am I talking to Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah.
This is great.
Oh, wow.
It's unbelievable.
I'm doing an impression, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, don't listen to John.
Yeah, no.
You're doing an impression.
Trust me, I do.
This is where I draw the line in the sand
Yeah.
with Jones.
Johannes gives me no respect.
Oh!
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Holy Rodney Goblin.
Yeah. And so you do a noise, you do it like a little gesture that kind of
Yeah, you
locks
kind of
you
figure
in.
a sentence you can sound out.
Because some people just like kind of don't have it, and other people can do like 100 different voices.
I mean, there's a comic named Mateo Lane, who's the most talented person I've ever seen in my life.
I'm trying to get Mateo one too.
Mateo's unbelievable.
I
But
love Mateo.
Mateo can do any voice.
He does a lot of
perfectly.
Simpsons voices I've
He
seen.
does pitch perfect.
Yes.
Pitch perfect.
It's amazing. But that's always amazing to me that someone can have like a normal voice,
You sure?
and then just if you close your eyes, you would have no idea.
I like saying stuff that people would never say.
Yes, and you say you just do the voices, not the impressions, because you
Sure.
want to dress up with them. So thank gosh you're just doing the voices for Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
would be blackface if I
Yeah,
dressed up.
correct. Yes, let's.
But it is fun to say, like, a thing I used to like to do as Dave Chappelle was explaining white activities. Like,
Okay, yeah.
croquet was invented by a black man named Jamal Croquet, and he never got to play his own game. Sometimes if I have a cigarette or a joint, it really sells it more.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, now he got all ripped.
He's raspy, and he's not ripped anymore. Now he's just a big guy.
Okay.
He was super muscular, and now, but he's the greatest comedian of all time. He's my favorite comedian of all time. So that's probably how I learned how to do Chappelle. Was I listened to so much Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
that I started learning how his tone went and kind of the ups and downs. And same with Cat Williams.
Well, what about learning? Like, do you think you would be able to learn like a new voice?
That's what happened with Macho Man. I didn't know how to
Oh.
do Macho Man, and then my roommate Victor and I would joke around and do like I said, we'd do things that would make us laugh saying it as Macho Man. Sometimes, it would be as simple as a grocery list or about our other roommate's ex-girlfriend, cut a promo on her. You know about promos.
I know all about promos.
Yeah, so we would wait for her to leave, and she'd be like, too long, yeah. She takes too long in the shower, using up all the hot water, yeah. Freezing cold, yeah, the second she leaves, yeah. So, stuff like that.
Wow, that is round of applause.
Thank you.
That might be my favorite.
Thank you.
That's really good.
From you, I really...
And I gotta be honest, I only really do one voice, but I've just done it too many times, and I refuse to do it, Dan.
Do it.
No, I can't.
Do it.
I mean, just
come on.
Just ask me if I do Fred Durst's voice.
Do you do Fred Durst?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. I thought Fred Durst was here for a second.
He was for a second.
If you had a backwards red hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would think he was here with us right now.
And this is my impression of Fred Durst trying improv for the first time. Ready? Yeah.
Beautiful.
There we go.
You went by the rules of improv.
That's right.
You nailed the Fred Durst.
That's right.
10 out of 10.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Dan, before I get you out of here, everyone must leave by doing one thing.
Which is what?
It is the right now rapid fire questionnaire.
Let's go.
Here's how it's going to work, pal. I'm going to read you 5 rapid fire questions. Don't overthink it. Just tell me the exact thing that comes to your mind.
Got it.
Daniel.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Left or right?
Left.
Westmoreland.
Contacts.
Favorite genre of metal?
Stoner rock.
Okay, there's a snail chasing you. The snail is moving at a snail's pace, but it's going to follow you for the rest of your life. You can go as fast as slow as you want, but the snail will always be moving in your direction. If you touch it or it touches you, you die. And before you ask, yes, it can swim and survive in any atmosphere. What's your plan to survive that snail?
I would get on a flight and fly to Sweden, spend, my guess is 5 to 10 years living comfortably, pick up everything, move to Australia, and do that every 5 to 7 years. Continents. Change continents. Because if a snail's moving at a snail's pace and they can get through water, it's going to take them years to get through the Atlantic, over up into Scandinavia, then through the seas, up through Europe, Asia, down, past the Indian Ocean, into Australia. So that would be my every 5 to 7 years move continents.
Johannes, can he stay at your place?
Yeah,
He's doing a lot of traveling. I don't want to have to pay
Can we
for
go to Gothenburg?
Airbnb every single time.
Gothenburg.
We'll go to Gothenburg and we'll hang out and we'll just have horse meatballs, and it'll just be a great time.
Yep.
You ever been to Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Dan Soder, everybody. Round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. And now is your opportunity to promote whatever you want, whatever you got going on to this camera right here, Mr. Soder.
DanSoder.com for all live dates. I'm going to be on the road a ton this year. DanSoder.com for live dates. Also listen to the Soder podcast and The Regs. Listen to that podcast. Thank you. Oh, and watch On the Road on YouTube. Go watch it right now after this thing. I'd really appreciate that. And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. And what I really appreciate you is you were so nice to my staff. You're so
They're
nice
great
to
guys.
me. I could tell you're just a good guy.
Thank you.
And I could tell if I asked you to do something, you'd probably do it.
Probably.
All right, so under your chair, there's a little promo that's like my stuff that I kind of wrote in your voice.
Love it.
So if you just kind of also promote kind of my stuff, that'd be kind of nice.
Let's go. Ready? Hey there, goblins. It's me, Dan the Diet Soder, a.k.a. Soder Pop, a.k.a. Vodka Soda with Lime. If you want to abide by the Guy Code, order your best bro a shout-out on Cameo from John Goblicon. Make sure to make them feel the opposite of not special. While you're at it, like and subscribe to this podcast. Best part is, it won't cost you billions. In fact, it's fucking free. And whether you're in Nashville and Austin or inside Amy Schumer, you can experience John Goblicon live for his new interactive comedy show April 11th at Zany's in Nashville, and also April 16th and April 19th in Austin for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. Done it, loved it. Because if it can't make it, you'll be saying, what's my high school buddy, Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel always says, I f***ed up. So get those tickets right now. I'm Dave Chappelle. I'm Dave Chappelle. I'm Cat Williams. And I'm the macho snake Randy Orton. And we approve this message. Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite promos yet, Dad. That was one of my favorite promos. Thank you so much, Dad.
Thank you.
And so, you had fun at Moon Tower?
Moon Tower is one of my favorite festivals. You're going to have a blast.
Oh.
It's unbelievable. You're going to go to Cisco's on East 5th Street for breakfast.
I will.
It's great.
I will. Johannes, would you like to drop me off at Cisco's?
But I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him.
I already know what she's going to say, and I'm not going to be able to endure it. I'm not going to be able to handle it. I already know what she's going to say. She's going to say something to the effect of, your kids can't talk to CPS alone because you got to coach them because you know they're being horrendously abused. Why would you ever be afraid of your children talking to CPS outside of you being able to manipulate them and punish them directly? This is just like when they take hostages and the police have to separate the... Wait, it's worse? It's more retarded than that? What?
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
Oh, we already listened to this. This is fucking retarded. That's not even a response, but it's the memory thing? Oh. Wait, what? That's not responsive at all. The concern... I don't even know what Ethan and Neela said the concern was, or that was listed earlier, but that's a super scary, spooky, like, that's a scary-ass fucking conversation, especially to have with a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old, right? I don't know if a 5-year-old's gonna say something like, oh yeah, like, can you imagine, like, mom and dad are on the couch and they're, like, watching TV and they, like, fight over the remote or something, and your 5-year-old says some shit like, oh, yeah, I remember, it's so funny when, like, dad hits mom when he's going after the remote, saying some shit like that. You're like, whoa, okay, hold on. That sounds crazy, okay, but it's not what it's like. Holy shit, that would be incredibly fucking stressful. Jesus.
Yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff.
This is also just such an incredibly... 4 is the cutoff. It's like 2. But also, like, this... So can you just, like, traumatize children before... Like, just think about what this worldview demands. So anything before the age of 4 is okay? Like, what?
Even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past, like, 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories. Talking to a random stranger once isn't really memorable for a kid. There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old.
And is this Wikipedia or is this a... Oh, no, I think she at least found that page for...
You're not really forming memories at 3.
You literally just read out of your mouth that the average adult starts forming memories at 3. What is happening? What?
That was also average. Average, right? Some probably form a little earlier. Some probably form a little later. That was average. Like, what are you doing? What? This is... I'm so sorry also, okay? But just like anybody that's like, technically, it's a biphilia or whatever, right? Anytime the start of your argument is, well, that child's not forming memories yet, so it's okay. Whatever you're arguing, you're probably on the bad side of that argument. That'd be my guess, right? Generally speaking, you're probably on the bad side of that argument. Like...
Universe do we exist in where this is a popular creator? One more time, guys.
If it's on the clock, the memories are blocked. True.
It's absolutely fucking unreal. One more time, guys.
There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old.
Average.
You're not really forming memories at 3.
Also, what does it say here? There is wide variation about the mean. Wide variation. Wide variation. What does wide variation mean? Mean is another word for average. And it says 3.5 years and with wide variation. Like,
and it's pretty rare to be forming memories or like memories that you will keep like at 5.
How exactly am I supposed to get through to a person and convince her wrong when she's literally disproving herself on her own stream and then ignoring what just came out of her mouth 5 seconds earlier? Her defense for sending the CPS to break up our family and to interrogate our 3 and 5-year-old is that, don't worry, kids don't remember stuff. Which just also, besides being pathetically...
It's mean. Mean is not average. Mean is average with upper and lower band cut off. Is that true? I thought the mean was just a strict average.
sociopathically insane not to care about the well-being of kids, just demonstrably false. Everybody knows that the most formative years of a child's life is around that age of 4, 5, 6, 7, when kids really take in their environment and develop who they become as people. Pretending as if interrogating my 3 and 5-year-old sons couldn't possibly cause any damage because they can't remember is the most insane, monstrous thing I could even imagine somebody to say about this. And it's just, beyond being insanely dumb, it's just callous, pathetic, and, well, really speaks for itself. It's the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. Now, moving to Reddit, this whole theme of needing to call CPS on my kids is something that takes place on Reddit.
Wow. What a crazy video, guys.
Don't care. Nothing's changed. They don't care. They're spitting in our fucking face. They're flaunting it. They don't give a fuck. I got banned for 30 days for showing his content that he wasn't punished for. Make it make sense. And, you know, people go, oh, it's automated. It's probably a mistake. Well, fair enough, right? And that's why I appealed it. And within a few hours, I got the answer on the appeal. Your account was recently suspended for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence. And a member of our team has reviewed your appeal, and after taking a look into the details of your case, we have determined that your account will remain suspended due to your violation of our community guidelines.
Oh.
I have never been so black-pilled.
Owned. You got absolutely owned. Is this not crashing out about Ethan?
I don't think I've ever talked about this. No,
Wait.
Of course not. Of course I would never talk about any of that shit. I would never
Destiny
talk about
mentioned
kids.
timer.
Like, that's ridiculous.
How long for him to mention me?
I also don't think it's appropriate at all.
I said he denounces this. Good job, buddy.
And I will also personally not entertain, like, what may or may not have happened either. I don't think it's healthy.
What may or may not have happened. Good one. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't do calls to action either. He's the only one with calls to action. He actively tries to brigade everything that I
That's a call to action?
Like
what?
Brigading? Anytime a journalist's ever written about me,
comment sections?
He'll fucking post it on his Instagram to be like, go harass this journalist, like straight up. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. He doesn't say literally to do that. Even he is smart enough to fucking understand that would be
Destiny chat already warned him not to mention you? Wait, really?
They tried to brigade the Theo Von pod. They tried to brigade the Trash Taste pod. Like, every podcast appearance I do, they're like, oh, go tell everybody he loves to do rapes is an insane thing. Go tell everybody he loves when, like, Jewish women are raped is a psychotic thing to do. And I think that there has to be some semblance of accountability here in terms of not even, like, accountability enforced by others, but, like, you got to take ownership over your own actions. If you keep doing this over and over and
then
over,
you're gonna have CPS called on you.
Of course, your own fan base is going to, fucking develop resentment towards you, especially if you're in the process of, like, banning anyone who speaks out against it. Here, October 21st, 2024, proof you've never supported Snark subreddits.
Snark is not insane though. No, dude. Anyone that is that invested in a content creator is not all there. I'm sorry. You might have been a fucking foot soldier at a certain point and now you hate Ethan, but, like, going to communities like that.
Didn't Hassan say this? Wasn't this only after Hassan wasn't this only after something bad happened and Hassan was, like, trying to disavow? I'm pretty sure this is what happened here.
Ongoing for 6 fucking years, something that he knows very well, something that he has also been in the crosshairs of as well, to launch ridiculously cynical attacks against me and all of these other people.
Something showed up on my TikTok For You page the other day, or yesterday, that I actually retweeted. But someone literally went through the effort of putting together a fucking, like, 7-minute compilation of me throughout October, in the aftermath of October 7, with, like, the actual timeline. Someone posted a fucking 7-minute compilation of me defending Ethan and telling people to fuck off and not to go after him and whatnot.
We'll give him 5 minutes.
It's wild
we'll
that this man has had so much animosity and so much smoke for me. When I kept saying, like, I don't want to turn this into drama. I don't want to turn it into, like, I think that this is, the issues that we're talking about are far more consequential. I don't think Ethan's opinion on the matter is all that significant. It's just entirely manufactured and one-sided, dude. I believe I can communicate with, that I can lead by, from literally November onward,
every now and
all the way until like
I do care about
until the past couple of months, literally all the way until the past couple of months. I was like, listen, I think Ethan is on the side of the Palestinians over and over again.
Didn't you literally say to Ethan,
This
you
is
sound
what
like
the
a
foot
crazy
soldiers
rabid
should see,
Zionist,
the
and
ones
this
that
is why
now
people
fucking
harass
hate
you?
me and think that this is
Oh
like,
my God.
my doing. That I'm single-handedly responsible for all the fucking awful shit that's happening to Ethan.
Oh, he's watching my stream on the other one. He's like, I gotta wait for 5
It's
minutes.
not who I am. I will always extend charity and grace.
Oh my God. Too much charity.
Far too long for a lot, far beyond what like
oh my God.
other
content
members
creators
of
would
this
do for
community will
me.
engage in. FYI, chatters are saying he's blaming
my
Denims, not
God.
you. They're probably drama baiting you. Apparently, he's not blaming you. By the way, that was bait. Oh, great. Oh. Let's continue with the fucking Sam Cedar video.
Fuck. Oh no.
Yes, you're getting farmed, dummy. Yeah, good. Maybe in the process of me getting farmed, if they post that thing on the Ethan Klein subreddit, which has turned into Hassan Hate Hour snark, perhaps they will realize that maybe they were wrong. That's a good starting point for them, considering that they only care about Ethan Klein and like not really any of the political issues that we're talking about here. Okay? I don't know about Ethan, but there's still hope for his relatively progressive audience that think that they're like pro-Palestine.
Of Republicans are white. That's just the reality of it.
So does that
Some
mean
people
that,
don't necessarily have a problem with that.
But here's the thing.
I think it's embarrassing for Ela here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids. You're trying to traumatize the children. It's like, dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are like not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
Why am I getting linked to the same clips over and over
right?
again?
It's just,
Haven't we
she's
watched
just
this over
pulling
and over
like the
again?
IDF classic card of like, please.
The IDF card? Wait, are they talking about their own children?
Please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone that is against us needs fucking awful experiences because we're the ones dealing with the real awful experiences.
What? What does the IDF have to do with this? Hello?
Ela did worse to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she's thought about doing terrible things to people when she was in the IDF. I can't
Jesus.
comment on what she has or hasn't done.
Okay, that's a take that one could have.
warning. Health warning. Health warning. Health warning.
Bro, this might be one of the worst death clips I've seen in I don't know how long. Guys, this was maybe the worst death clip I have seen. I don't know what we just watched. I mean, just this... What, I don't even know what we're trying to do here. Trying to mind flay down 50 mobs is like, one, that's like the worst thing you could ever do. I don't know why we don't...
This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako monthly Japanese snacks subscription boxes. We've all seen it somewhere, somehow. Sometimes it's done very gracefully. Sometimes the attempts look very awkward, but still, it's a distinct move associated with sumo wrestling. Nowadays, it's made its way to modern exercises promoted by fitness gurus and has taken on many forms. But essentially, it starts in a squat, then one lifts up the leg, then stretches it when it's at its highest point, holds that for 1 to 2 seconds, and then lowers the leg back down. This move is called shiko, a basic sumo exercise. But much like the plie in ballet, there's more to it than meets the eye. Shiko probably originates from the 17th century, when sumo started to become a significant ritual and source of entertainment in feudal Japan. And by probably, I mean it's hard to really know when it was invented or who invented it, because as far as records show, it has always been a part of sumo. In modern days, though, shiko is done by sumo wrestlers before a match, also as a form of ritual. Traditionally, it was believed that shiko locks up bad spirits hiding underground by stomping on them. It was also believed that big sumo wrestlers making the ground shake through their stomps can help crops grow. These spiritual gestures can be found all throughout the Grand Sumo tournaments held 6 times a year in Japan, reminding audiences that sumo is a Shinto ritual to pray for good harvest and prosperity, on top of being an awesome sport, of course. But other than being a great way to scare the demons under the clay, from a sports science point of view, doing shiko before a match that depends a lot on lower body and core strength is a great way to stretch and warm up. That's why shiko is done by sumo wrestlers in their daily training. So when done correctly and enough times, the simple exercise can shape anyone into a top sumo wrestler. But shiko is not just for sumo wrestlers in training. The simple squat and leg lift targets the abdominal muscle groups, the gluteus muscles, and the hamstrings, developing core and leg strength, and also helped in shaping that booty. Not only that, it increases flexibility in the hip and groin area and develops balance. That's why researchers found that this ancient form of exercise can be a great form of physical therapy for people with mobility issues. It improves back pain, strengthens your hips, It realigns the pelvis. Physical therapists also recommend this exercise for anyone experiencing knee pain, as the leg lifts can strengthen the knee joint without putting too much strain on it. And what's great about Shiko is that there's no conditioning involved or any equipment. That means you can get up from bed and get straight into it, and you can do it no matter what age, weight, or level of fitness you have. It's also an exercise you can do at any pace you want. But according to martial arts experts, the biggest takeaway one can get from practicing Shiko is its psychological benefits. The exercise, although simple, requires that concentration to be able to achieve a proper form, breathing, and balance. The focus needed to do this exercise is a great way to practice meditation, which is known to reduce stress and negative emotions, improve sleep quality, and help manage symptoms of anxiety and depression. So move over, yoga or tai chi. There's a new ancient exercise in town, and it doesn't hurt that it drives away evil spirits too. There are plenty of resources that teach Shiko, so please check out the description box below to visit these instructional videos and websites. But this website so far for me is the clearest when it comes to the proper form and stance for doing Shiko, especially for beginners. And like a proper sumo wrestler, after your exercises, you get to chow. Get popular Japanese candy and snacks exclusively released in Japan with Tokyo Treats Snack Box. Or treat yourself with authentic traditional artisan tea snacks with Sakuraku Box. With a subscription to any of these snack boxes, you get a uniquely themed box every month that gets delivered from Japan straight to your doorstep. It's always a treat to open these snack boxes because you never know what exciting theme you have for the month. And the themes always share a bit of Japanese culture with you through its guide booklets and, of course, the snacks that complete the month's theme. It's amazing how much you discover about Japan through snacks. You get to know about different places in Japan, like the beautiful island of Okinawa featured in the Sakuraku Box. I was able to taste the different products made by local companies, farms, and bakeries in Okinawa. And through Tokyo Treats, I was able to learn about the different festivals in Japan. Did you know that Japan has a moon festival? I didn't. Tsukimi, meaning moon viewing, are festivals held in Japan to honor the autumn moon, and we get to eat the same snacks as the ones served in these festivals too. I always look forward to receiving my snack boxes, and the very best thing about it is I open it with my friends and family who are also curious about what new flavors they get to taste. We always take a piece for ourselves and eat it at the same time, so we get to see everyone's reaction to the surprising flavors. So please check out the description box for a special promo code, and I hope you get to experience Japan through snacks too.
very south of Japan, in this state-of-the-art gym, is a sports club unlike any other. It's a baby sumo factory. Here, children don't dream of being the next Messi or Ronaldo. Their obsession is to become sumo champions. Overweight, and with the body of a mini wrestler, Toki is only 8 years old. He is the youngest of the team, and yet doesn't get any special treatment from his coaches. Today, Toki has to repeat his exercise 100 times. The boy then moves on to wrestling. After yet another defeat against one of his classmates, exhausted and pushed to his limits, he breaks down. The first sumo fights are believed to have taken place 1500 years ago. The discipline has its foundations in Shintoism, a Japanese religion which is only practiced on the archipelago. These athletes, with their extraordinary physique, are considered as demigods. They still fascinate the Japanese society, and particularly the young women. The rules of the game are very simple. Make your opponent fall or push him out of the circle. Sumo is the only sport in the world where professional athletes live together 24 hours a day in sumo stables called heiya. For several days, we were able to film this very exclusive community, where cameras are normally forbidden. We have entered a strange, closed-off world. To achieve this extraordinary weight, the sumo wrestlers have an exceptional diet. They stuff themselves for years. A considerable part of the weight is made up of fat, but above all of muscle. The sumo wrestlers are power monsters. In this somewhat old-fashioned world, women are strictly excluded. With no clear rules or regulations and run by a federation that many fear, journalists with secrets to tell are afraid to testify.
そうですね。まず僕自身がまだ相撲取材っていうのをまだ未だに
Scandals are carefully kept under the radar.
見た時、もう連れてこられた時にこれは大変だと思いました。
An investigation of this mysterious, supernatural, and extremely secretive world. Thanks to a new kind of supporter, the discipline of sumo wrestling has experienced a fresh revival in recent years. They are called Sumo Yoshi, young girls who are sumo fans. Mako, 15 years old, is part of this community of groupies. In her room, there are no posters of boy bands like most Japanese girls of her age. Her idols are huge men in briefs. She knows all the wrestlers' measurements by heart, mostly because of the sumo version of collectible cards.
入れてもらったり、これを毎年集めてますね。ハマってますね。いっぱいありますね。
In her collection, she also has some rare gems.
横綱の稽古の旅で、そうもらっちゃいました。稽古するときに履いていた横綱が履かれていた稽古旅にこの白鵬っていうサインをもらって、はい、激レアですね。あとは引き出しの中にいつも入れてるのが瓶漬け油って言って、お相撲さんが神を言うときにつける油なんですよ。すごくこれを書くたんびになんか落ち着くっていうか、なんて言うんでしょう、だからすごい勉強とかで疲れた時にこう引き出し開けてこうやって書くと、あ、落ち着くなっていうこういう気持ち。
This Japanese ancestral sport has also made its mark on social networks. More and more wrestlers have their own Twitter or Instagram account.
したインスタグラムの面白い人。こういう寝てる人を寝れるとき寝ときやって言って起こすっていうのがすごい流行ってて、巡業中の。
Mako's passion for sumo comes from her mother. Since she was 5 years old, as an only child, she hasn't missed a tournament to see her heroes in action. She's content, as she already has her tickets for the next one. Every summer, the best sumo wrestlers on the scene tour the major Japanese cities. Today, they're in Osaka, in the center of Japan. Mako has just arrived after 3 hours on the train from Tokyo. Even though it's a friendly competition, it's sold out. Ticket prices are between 30 and 130 euros. The tournaments begin with an opening ceremony, including somewhat religious rituals. These men with slick man buns are worshipped as demigods. Mako, who came with her mother, is admiring these power monsters who push each other in a 4-meter diameter ring. Although the fights only last a few seconds, the warm-up can take a long time, with a series of rituals to be performed. One ritual, wrestlers hit the ground with their feet, which is believed to ward off the evil spirits.
やっぱりその相撲っていうのはあえてお塩とかで清めたり、その力水って言って水でこうやって口に含んでっていう神様と密接な関係なので、そういう奥深いところも歴史があって好きです。
The referees preserve the history, century after century, by wearing a costume that dates back to medieval Japan.
神話時代に日本書紀っていう、昔の日本の物語で本に書いてあるには、のみの宿根と大麻の毛早というのが国と国の国譲りをして、それで戦ったのが最初です。
In the entrance hall, many people buy souvenirs from the gift shop, and in front of the changing rooms, all generations line up to get an autograph or a selfie. At every tournament, there are young female fans like Mako who are fascinated by these sumo wrestlers. girls came to the event together.
大きいけどすごい筋肉質お年寄りの楽しみみたいなイメージこの子たちの時代はもうそんなイメージないけど私たち昭和の頃ってなんか敷居が高いというなんていうのちょっと生きづらいまあやっぱりそれお相撲さんも SNS 通じてちょっと人と近い関係になりつつあるので
Mako, who attends every tournament, knows the staff and has certain privileges. She can access the backstage, an area normally forbidden to the public. This is where the sumo wrestlers warm up. On average, these first league athletes earn around 10,000 euros per month. This one is doing push-ups, carrying his 140 kilos with ease. He stretches out and does a split without much effort. These are athletes like no other, big but very muscular and extremely flexible. Mako is asking a couple of them about their shape.
お疲れ様です。今体重いくつぐらいあるんですか？
体重ね、225で。
220。私47とか。
4倍だね。
Today, above all, Mako wants to meet this living legend. Having attended 42 tournaments, Hakuho is the most successful sumo wrestler in history. Since 2007, he has been ranked Yokozuna, the highest rank worshipped by the Japanese. The Yokozunas are the only ones to wear this rope belt, a sacred symbol of the Shinto religion.
なぜ近づけない？やっぱそういう敷居が高いというか、やっぱり神様のような存在なので。
Filming this demigod requires a special authorization from the Sumo Federation, which we don't have. But thanks to Mako, who has known him since she was a little girl, we get a pass just before he enters the ring.
ありがとうございます。これ何持ってる？これ扇風機です。暑いですよね今日。すごく。これ御嶽海さんのいただいて。御嶽海さん。ありがとうございます。はい、頑張ります。ありがとうございます。
Hakuho on the left is 1.92 meters tall and weighs 154 kilos. This afternoon, he faces another Yokozuna. But for this exhibition match, neither of the two champions will push really hard to avoid injury. At 34 years old, Hakuho will forever remain in sumo history as the champion of champions. In total, there are just over 600 professional wrestlers in Japan. To find them, we have to go to Ryakuku, the sumo district in the heart of Tokyo. With its gigantic stadium dedicated to the main tournament of the season and its wrestlers walking around in kimono. They live together in sumo stables called heiya. To enter this closed community is almost impossible. We are granted exceptional permission to film their daily life for several days. Sumo is the only sport in the world where athletes live together 24 hours a day. It's 6:30 in the morning, and the barely awake and hungry wrestlers are already dressed up. These enormous athletes are almost as flexible as ballet dancers. This 2-meter-tall giant is the master of the stable, an anomaly in the history of sumo. He is the only teacher of European origin. This former Bulgarian, who became a Japanese national, used to be a great sumo champion. His Japanese name, Naruto. He is the David Beckham of sumo. For For centuries, the training has been the same exercises, the same routines, and above all, the same suffering. Slaps, which are allowed in fights, are used even between teammates. These young wrestlers are between 17 and 23 years old. The conditions to join a stable are to be in good physical condition, be at least 1 meter 74 centimeters tall, and weigh at least 75 kilos. Ujo is the oldest member of the team. A year and a half ago, he gave up everything to become a sumo wrestler.
辛いことはまあ当然辛いっちゃ辛いんですけど、まあでも辛いからやめたらそもそも何のために入ってきたのか続けられない。誰かに負けるっていう恐怖もあるんで、どうしても勝ち負けの世界なので。何のために今までやってた？
俺は横でサポートするしかないです。やるは本人です。本人の気持ちとやる気、いい素質持っても2割です。あと本人のやる気です。いくらいい素質持って2割です。やりますね。何も問題ないです。
Life in the stable feels like the army. At the end of each training session, they sing the sumo anthem like soldiers. After 2.5 hours of training with no break, the sumo wrestlers clean the house from floor to ceiling. The rules inside are based on authority, hierarchy, and respect for the elders. Apprentices must carry out all chores and accept humiliation. Upstairs, others are on potato duty, wearing the same modest outfit as during training. Every day, the wrestlers prepare their own gigantic meal, a culinary feast that takes hours in the oven. The magic recipe of sumo is called chankonabe. It's a hypercalorific stew with a little bit of vegetables and a lot of protein, meat, eggs, and fats. Lots of fats.
今日のメニューはカレーとジャーマンポテトとキノコのバター醤油とポテトサラダです。とにかくいっぱい量作って食べるっていうことぐらいなんで、何カロリーまでとかは決めないです。
The aim is to become heavier so that they can push better in the ring. It's 11 o'clock, a time for a proper feast. On average, sumo wrestlers consume 8,000 calories a day. That's the equivalent of about 20 big hamburgers. For an average build man, 2,000 calories are enough.
一番重くなりたいのはムカデじゃない？ 160ぐらいでしょ。50。安西さん何キロでしたっけ？とりあえず130ぐらい。じゃあ
Diabetes, high cholesterol levels, and cardiovascular problems. This rapid weight gain is not without risk. The life expectancy of sumo wrestlers hardly reaches 65 years, which is 20 years less than the Japanese average.
管理してる人はいません。自分で自分の体調管理です。健康にちょっと被害がそういう心配になるっていうのもあるんですか？いやまああるでしょうけど、いや重すぎると筋肉がついていかなかったら怪我しちゃうんで、 自分にとって一番動ける体重がこれぐらいかなっていう理想で。
Every day after lunch, the stable's hairdresser, who clearly doesn't follow the same diet, comes to give them a little comb-over. Professional sumo wrestlers have the same haircut as the samurai.
今これは油を練ってるんですけど、お相撲さんの整髪料でお相撲さんいい匂いがするんですけど、その匂いもこれ油の匂いです。
最初痛かったですけど慣れました。
There are about 40 sumo stables in Tokyo. In this one, there are 13 young adults living with each other, extremely overcrowded, with zero privacy.
皆さんやっぱり共同生活をしてるってことで、やっぱりたまに辛いこととか、やっぱ嫌なことっていうのもあるんじゃないですか。
これと入れことがもうこれがそうやって悪役にするんですからね、自分が毎日大体そうなんですよ。もう部屋自分悪役なんです。これと入れともう毎日ちょっともうウイルスみたいな感じなんですよ。ストレスがたまって出たよはいウイルス帰りますじゃあいいの俺も個人行こうさんが来るんですけどな。
A big part of the afternoon is reserved for a nap. 2.5 hours of sleep to recover from training, but especially to store the fat from lunch.
まあ体作るって面では一番大好きな時間です。
でみんな寝てる間にやっぱいびきかく人って多いんですか？
バケモンです。
The last ones to have joined the stable sleep in the dining room. They arrived 3 months ago. Most of them won't last a year.
稽古とか、あとこういう雑用の仕事とかまだ上に上がらないと雑用とか多いんで、それは辛いです。基本的に仲はいいんですよ。年も近いですし、まだ厳しい時は厳しいですよ。
The afternoon program is the same as the morning one. Training, housework, dinner, and going to sleep at 10 p.m. However, this tough, isolated, almost monastery-like lifestyle still inspires Japanese children. All over the archipelago, children want to join the sumo stables. In European schools, obesity is often looked down on. However, here, Shizuka is a star. This 13-year-old boy is 1 meter 73 centimeters tall and weighs 124 kilos. Since he was 9 years old, he's been practicing sumo in a club and has taken home many trophies. Shizuka might be a prodigy of the discipline amongst his peers. However, when faced with a mathematical equation, he struggles. But as a future demigod, his teachers and friends are taking good care of him.
でここにかける。でこれをそのまま計算する。よい。読み上げ点がプラス。超好き。学校はまあ勉強もできるし、給食もいっぱい食べるので好きです。
あ、それは多分あると思います。子どもたちは相撲をしているのも見ているし、他の中学校とかと比べると相撲っていう文化が非常に身近にあるので、先輩には北高校でしてそのまま相撲部屋に入った子たちとかもいるので、このですね、ここにいる子たちは非常に相撲をしてタイトルも取っている翔介君に関してやっぱりそれなりにやっぱり一目置いているっていうような。
It's 5 p.m. After school, and like every day of the week, Shizuka goes to practice. Ashikita, a small town of 16,000 inhabitants, has one of the most successful sumo children's clubs in the region. It's the one of little Toki, who is not the only one suffering today. With the same intensity as for the adults. The daily practice of these young sumo wrestlers lasts 2.5 hours.
技はないんですけど、その体重が125キロぐらいで、身長がそんな全国で言ったら高い方じゃないので、けどこの下から押し上げるこの力を利用して相手の状態を生かして。
In a few days, Shizuka is going to compete in Tokyo at a national tournament against the country's best high school students. It's his last training before the competition. He's giving it his best. With his already impressive track record, Shizuka has been spotted by the Japanese media.
もう来週お兄ちゃんが優勝できなかった
優勝っていうのはすごかったけど、それよりかも今まで練習してきた成果を出してほしい。
出せそうですか？
はい。
どういう相手か分からんけんが、とにかく自分の相撲を取らない、思いっきりいけばいいんだよ、ね、とにかく気持ちで負けないように、2年生の売りっていうのは思いっきりいけるってところなんだけど、
To achieve a lot, Shizuka will have to make huge sacrifices. Forget about spare time and also dating. Sumo apprentices live in a world without women. This evening in Tokyo, wrestlers from Naruto's stable are going out, one of the very few nights of the year. These sumo wrestlers, aged 18, 20 and 23, have special permission to go out after 10 p.m.
大丈夫です。門限までに戻ってくれば、遠出したりとか門限過ぎるとかって時は親方の許可いるんです。
Outside the stable, the professional sumo wrestlers all wear the traditional kimono. In the street, passers-by are naturally impressed to see them. These young sumo wrestlers, however, are not yet used to it.
嫌な感じだよ。嫌な感じはしないですけど、変な感じはもうすごい丸ごとにそこまで有名じゃないですかね。
めちゃめちゃ見られるんですよ。
そうですね。これまさかこれで出会い求めるんじゃねえかな。冗談です。
Tonight they're having a karaoke night, but as usual with no women involved. The playlist is full of romantic songs. These young wrestlers who have dedicated their lives to sumo have very little free time, and their daily life is entirely controlled by the master of the stable, even their dating life.
できるんですけど、親方に報告しないと。変な人を彼女にしないからどうかっていうのを、彼女ができたら親方に報告。
もうまずでも外に出る機会がほとんどないので、もう人と触れ合う時間がないので、そうですね。できない。
According to the students, to find a girlfriend, one has to become sekatori. That is to say, reach the top of the ranking and the privileges that go with it.
強くなって自由フリーな時間作って、ナンパする。
関取になると門限とか今のさっきやってた仕事とかもなくなるんで、自分の一人だけの時間増えるんで、関取になれば作れるんじゃないかな。
あと関取とか上がると巡業っていう日本各地回るんで、それでファンが増えてゲットしてるんじゃないですか。はい。いそう。だよね。絶対ほとんどそうだよね。はい。
The sumo world is sexist by tradition, a tradition which was driven to the extreme, resulting in the exclusion of women. Last year, a scandal brought to light a medieval rule that is still followed to the letter by the Federation. It's April 2018. The mayor of a city near Kyoto collapses in the middle of a speech on the dohyo, the ring where the fights take place. If no one helps, he could die. A nurse from the audience rushes in to give him CPR. Two other women come to help her. The referee orders them to leave the ring. In accordance with the Shinto religious tradition, entering the dojo is forbidden to women. They are considered impure because of their menstruation cycle. They are forced to go down against their will. Miraculously, the mayor survived, but the affair has stirred up a lot of controversy in Japan. This woman wants to bring the Sumo Federation, anchored in its tradition, to justice.
信じられないですね。人の命を救おうと思って必死で。
Mrs. Nakagawa is the mayor of Takarazuka. 2 days after the incident, she hosted a sumo tournament in her town. This is her on the video at the foot of the podium.
皆さん、そしてまた相撲協会の方に聞いていただきたいです。女性であるという理由で、この宝塚市の市長でありながら、土俵の上で挨拶ができない。これは